occupied by Looney. Unfortunately, we have to cancel today's Artsy Advent calendar. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah, so it is December 3rd. And today, for December 3rd, for the Artsy Advent calendar, I picked this adorable little Highland cow, which I enjoyed so much creating her. I enjoyed so much like drawing her because I love Highland cow. They're kind of one of my favorite animals. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to coloring her and to bringing her to life with color. Yeah, and I think without further ado, let's jump right in and let's get started, guys. So now I would like to work with some masking fluid to mask those Christmas lights here. Of course, you could just like spare them out and work your way around them more or less carefully. However, sometimes I prefer to work with masking fluid, any type of masking fluid that you like to work with, like this one by Schminke. And I have an old brush. Definitely don't use one of your good brushes because you will it's highly likely that you will ruin them. So this is just a cheap old brush, and have some water with soap in it. You can also use just soap only and rub this soap into the bristles. This will kind of prevent the masking fluid from completely sticking to the bristles. And yeah, then I will just go in applying my masking fluid to the lights here. I'm also adding some tiny like stipples around it in a very like uneven way, because this will allow me to create a little bit of a glow afterwards. Like some tiny sparkles around the lights later on. So just very random. And that's what I will be doing to all of the little fairy lights here. And then I'm also putting a little bit of like a little halo here around it, just some little slightly curved lines that will allow to create a little bit of like a glow effect later in the end. So I'm gonna let this dry and then come back and continue. Once you're at it, you could also, don't need to, but add a little bit to the little cow. Just make sure that the underneath layer of watercolor is completely dry, okay? And then I could just go in and like put in a little light reflection up here to the nose, for example, or little catch lights on the berries, or just a little area here on the bells, or also in the fur. Just go in and now mask some areas, because that will keep them lighter in the end, so that makes it a little easier, so that you don't end up with like completely dark fur in the end. But again, that's optional, and of course that's just an option if you have like lots of time to allow drying time. So working with masking fluid in general isn't for like a quick art session. And of course, it's also possible to create some splattered snowflakes with a masking fluid, similar to using white paint afterwards. You can already splatter using the masking fluid and then just keep the paper white. So that's another option. But again, if you have the time, if you want to play with masking fluid, but gives you a pretty similar effect if you use some white paint on top of the watercolor in the end. I just kind of felt like playing with masking fluid today. Okay, so for me, I went dark enough with the shadows now, and that would be the point where I get rid of the masking fluid, and then I can continue to integrate those white areas into the rest of the painting. So that's what it looks like before removing the masking fluid. And now this is a little bit of a meditative task. I'm gonna peel back off the masking fluid, rub it back off, and then we will see where we are. And now I got rid of all the masking fluid. Oh, I missed a little spot. Yeah, you can see kind of spared out those areas. And now I can continue to work on those lighter areas, on those little fairy lights. This off. I really love how it turned out so far. I use this clear drying transparent, that's clear drying of course, Numo crystal drops, and I'm just gonna apply those on top of the little fairy lights, because this leaves you with like a raised, like a little dome, I don't know what it's called. A raised glossy effect, which is especially pretty for areas that are resembling some like glass elements, like fairy lights, for example. So this looks really pretty once it's dry. So I'm just covering those fairy lights with that gloss. So here he is, a cute little Highland cow. That's so adorable. I think I want a Highland cow, maybe in the garden. Tommy?
Ja?
I want a Highland cow.
Du möchtest ein Hochland drin?
Richtig. Okay.
Ja, komm, haben wir noch Platz.
Oh, on the balcony, he says. Okay, so maybe I will get one for Christmas. Oh, just kidding. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, maybe the reflection. Yeah. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Hope you like this little cutie. And yeah, see you all again tomorrow. Again, if you create something inspired by this, no matter if you use the Printables pack that you can download, or create your own inspired by this, or create just something completely different, maybe inspired by one of the previous years of my Artsy Advent calendar. Either way, please share it using the hashtag Artsy Advent Calendar 2020, because it's just so fun for me to check it out and to see what you all created. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed it, and see you all again tomorrow. Have a beautiful day, guys.